There's been a lot of two-faced big indie VTubers exposed nowadays. It's sad for me to see that people are getting less and less trusting of VTubers and who they really are behind the scenes. 2025 is not the year for VTubers.
Your mom's watching? Hi, Mom. Your son calls me Mommy, too.
Bleh. Hello, my hungries. It's my Threescoopes, and welcome back to Miella's Talking VTubing Space. You know, the year 2025 really isn't the year for VTubers. You know, despite me being used to the whole, oh, you don't say, the person behind the VTuber model is actually pretty terrible, you don't say! But this major bombshell has definitely taken the VTuber space by storm. One of the very well-known and popular indie VTubers in the indie VTuber space, who goes by Sinder, one of my former favorites now, is getting cancelled. I say cancelled, but let's be brutally honest, she's definitely not going anywhere. She has too big of a fan base, and a good portion of her fans are definitely not going to care. I mean, checking out Social Blade, she only lost about at least 2 to 3% of it. So, before I go on with this, I will say I was briefly ranting about this on my live stream not that long ago. That's basically the gist of it, but it goes a lot more deeper than that. Basically two-faced. She is very two-faced. Very two-faced. You know, like I said, this isn't my first time losing one of my favorite indie bushies in the VTuber scenes. But Sinder is definitely a huge oophers. I'm not feeling too surprised, but at the same time, I'm just very disappointed. You know what they say? Money and success doesn't change who you are. A wise man once said that. Money and success doesn't change who you are. It brings out who you are. It's not my first time learning that one of the VTubers that I look up to turns out to be not, of course, who they are presenting on stream. That's common sense. Of course not. You're not going to see who they are 100%. Behind the VTuber model, there's always a person behind the scenes. And they're not always going to be 100% transparent on who they are on screen. That goes without saying. So, when their true colors are revealed, I mean, for goodness sakes, man! They were your friends, Cinder! I just can't! Because supposedly it's because she got so insecure, like her desire to be #1, blah blah blah, competition, blah blah blah, insecurity. I'm like, what insecurity? You made it! You're basically living the dream that a lot of VTubers, indie VTubers, would die to have. You worked for it. You earned it. You have it. You made it as a VTuber. Why are you trying to sabotage your friends? Because you feel like you need to be #1? Why? I'll never understand that mindset, my dear hungries. Shy Lily feels especially betrayed from this. She spoke about it. She uploaded a video about it too on her own channel, which I'm definitely going to talk about and react to on my own video. Long story short, a VTuber artist who goes by Nano posted this document revealing Cinder's two-faced nature. Hello, I'm here to share something that has affected me personally and hurt others. This was very hard for me, but I feel it is necessary. Please don't send hate to anyone on my behalf. This is all I want to say. I've only read brief summaries on Reddit on what the heck was going on with Cinder, but now I'm about to actually read and react to the document that was made by Nano. For those who actually don't want to go through the trouble of reading a full-blown 33-page document, I will happily read it for you. You can put his background noise so you don't have to. Introduction and notes. I wanted to share my experience with Cinder and Red manipulating me, using me, and dragging me into drama, while sabotaging, slandering, and spreading lies about people I thought were her closest friends. Not only do I no longer wish to work with Cinder, but I want to share what I've endured over the years and shed light on what she has been doing behind people's backs to protect artists and friends that may be experiencing something similar. I struggled a lot with writing this document and wasn't sure if what I felt and experienced working was real or just burnout, but I think this proves that I was lied to and manipulated over the course of years while working with Cinder. No, based on working with Red, Cinder's manager, and Cinder over the years, that I am sure they speak for each other, and there is no reason to believe Red was acting without Cinder's consent and knowledge. Whenever I use they or them, it refers to both of them acting as a team. No, any names that are censored here were censored because the creator in question did not provide consent to have their name revealed by the time of me posting this document. Roger, Roger. Slandering other creators. Oh, whoop-de-doo. I will start with screenshots showing them speaking ill of other creators and spreading rumors while manipulating me. That is all in our best interest. Really now, in addition to spreading ill rumors, they also complain and accuse Bao of giving quote-unquote their editor too much work, resulting in the editor not having any time for new clients, which will be important later on. The screenshots below show them showing their affection and appreciation immediately, followed by spreading rumors and lies to make other clients appear problematic to manipulate my future decisions regarding commissions. And here's the screenshot. Of course, I wanted to understand it better, specifically if I cancel her for the second time, lol. That's from Nano, and then from Redacted, the manager/boyfriend. No, remember Nano said she will be referring both of them as they and them because they're both working together as a team for this. As in Sinder is 100% aware of what's going on. Well, with Censored, she's given a lot of bias and priority at GS, sometimes over Sinder, and we can't really confront them about it. Plus, she's gone 3D lately. Bao has been getting on our nerves for a while. She hijacked our YouTube editor a while ago and is constantly picking up artists that we work with. We've gotten to know her better being friends with her, but she really rubs us the wrong way with the things she does. Huh? We wanted to try and safeguard our most important artist from her, since she's already taken our editor. And I don't mean taken like he doesn't work with us anymore, he does. But he has to dedicate time for her now, and sometimes that gets in the way of our projects. Also, one of Bao's MV editors is the one that did the Boss Rush MV, and we're 99% sure she told him not to do any more with us. Oh, with word getting out, I'm pretty damn sure Bao can debunk that statement, but like model art is the most important thing that's a VTuber's entire image. So this is where the manipulation began. They say 99% sure, as if like they're just assuming rather than showing solid proof of this. On to the flattery. Well, we love working with you. Sinder wouldn't be Sinder without Nano. Okay, but like, let me tell you the tea about the MV thing. Let me tell you the tea. Bao had original songs last year that had MVs by her editor, and the songs flopped. Her editor met us at TwitchCon and was saying that he'd love to work with us, practically jumping through hoops to get something planned. We managed to have him squeeze in the Boss Rush MV between work with Bao. He says he loved working on it and is super excited to work on the next MV project. Boss Rush's song blows up, and he's credited as the editor. I asked him when he's free to do the next project. All of a sudden, he changes his mind and is only working with Bao going forward. No explanation. And Nano's response is a sweating frog emote. This frog. Redacted. There's some context missing since we know how Bao is behind the scenes. But basically, we don't have an MV editor now for our next Boss Rush project. We think Bao got pissed that her editor did an original MV before her friends without her knowing, and it did 100 times better than her original songs last year. That she locked him up so no one else could work with him, and then had him make it public on Twitter that he was only working with her going forward, like a literal announcement tweet. And now she's been barking up the tree of one of our live 2D animators. So like, and you, and a Nano model. And then Nano's response is, yeah, looking for me sounds sus for sure. Redacted says, it's so annoying. I don't know, man. Nano. Oh. Redacted. She has a way of guilt-tripping people to get her way. Red asked me to cancel on one of their closest friends, Bao, by asking me to cancel my work mid-progress, manipulating me into thinking it is okay since, quote-unquote, she has many connections, and she'll be fine anyway, so I wouldn't feel guilty about it or worry too much. It was and is upsetting to me that Red contacted me specifically to check on me canceling the model I had planned with Bao. You know, for me personally, if one of the artists that you like to hire so much is too busy with a lot of commissions, I don't see the problem and issue with commissioning a different artist. I honestly don't see what the big deal is here. BGen is full with so much talented people. Continuing on, exclusivity and blacklisting other creators. In the messages below, they mentioned wanting an exclusivity contract, but they didn't want to pay for exclusivity. But rather, when a creator from their blacklist comes asking for a commission, they would guarantee me model work for Sinder only, and if anyone asked me for commissions, they commissioned me instead to compensate for not working with other creators. This felt very strange, given that one of the accusations they made was overworking their editor, yet their quote-unquote solution to me working with other creators was for them to essentially overwork me to keep me from working on other projects. The messages below show that their primary concern is that the more non-Cinder models I make, the less quote-unquote valuable my existing models become. It's hard to say how much this messed with my mind as an artist, that by working with other people, I'm somehow making my existing models less special. Following screenshot is of them setting up the blacklist, saying I am not allowed to work with any new clients or create any new VTubers for VTuber 1 specifically, and justifying those things by saying that with each model, my art becomes less unique and special, and therefore Cinder somehow will become less special. What? What? That sounds so freaking narcissistic. Basically, that's like them saying, yeah, that's right. If you don't do my model only, your models are going to get less and less special by the commission. You have to do mine and only mine because I am that superior. Yeah, I know, baka. That's not how art works. The idea that my work as an artist and designer is devalued by working with other people is insane and hurtful. After realizing what taking a deal with them would really mean for both my workload and my mental health, I backed out. And here's a screenshot. Another example of speaking ill of other creators right after they saw I was working with Shy Lily. Oh, here comes Shy Lily. Trying to once again make the idea of working with other clients seem like I am setting myself up with problematic people who will do me no good in the long run to get me to reconsider working with them. They also continuously kept asking about other clients' plans, which for them, quote-unquote, made the antenna go up, and immediately went into slandering Lily. They consistently tried to reassure me that despite their best efforts, they just happened to keep trying to bring drama in as reasons for me to go exclusive, and that working only with Cinder is them trying to look out for me. Right. Okay. We're only like 10 pages in, but already I am smelling the stinky lies coming off of this this so-called reassuring conversation between Nano and them. Here's a screenshot. Redacted. Hey Nano, do you have any more plans with Lily besides just the model? Like outfits or merch or anything? Why do you care to know? What the heck? Nano, been just the model so far. Redacted. Okay. Her asking you for a model recently just made the antenna go up. Okay. She's been acting weird towards Cinder lately, and we don't know if something's going on. Nano. Oh, that's weird. Redacted. Ever since after V-Card launched. Nano. But what you consider weird? Redacted. Lately dipping out of collabs they were both a part of at the last minute, and now ghosting her messages. Cinder's raided her a couple times in the past week, and Lily won't acknowledge Cinder by name. Nano. Surprise, frog face. Redacted. Just like weird petty stuff, I don't know. Nano. That's super weird since they both share the same store, lol. Redacted. Around V-Card's launch. They were talking and collabing and I don't know what happened, but her asking you for a model after that was just weird. Even though she said she doesn't plan on getting a new model anytime soon. Okay, so they are trying to convince the artist that these VTubers, who are her also friends, are out to get her, or are trying to sabotage her. What the heck is going on? What? Okay, whatever. If this whole entire mess is supposed to line up with her feeling insecure, or she's aiming to be #1, from what I've read, I guess it makes sense. It's just, sheesh. I don't know. Hate that we keep bringing you into drama. Nano, yeah, I thought it was quite early to go for a new model. Censored. Look a bit menacing so I don't talk to her. Redacted. Feels like we're gonna have to compete with Lily if she's ghosting Cinder and wants the same model, mama. What did this turn into? How to talk behind your friends, Mean Girls 101? At this point, if I were in the artist's shoes, I would reach out to those clients and see if her story checks out. Well, more like their story checks out. Like, seriously. And I would start demanding screenshots and I would have them checked to make sure they weren't edited out of context, you know what I mean? 11 pages in, I think now is a good time to check out Shy Lily's response to this whole entire chaos.
When everything went down, God, the Bao's cries are forever ringing in my head. That was so tough. I'm having a hard time being upset with anyone who still trusts and forgives her because I say this in all honesty. The reason it worked for so long is because her words are as sweet as butter, and chances are yours probably simply just as easily manipulated as everyone else. If you read all of these things and you see nothing wrong with it, give it a few years. The only night that was difficult was the first night after dropping the first doc. It was 10 AM, I had to go to bed. and just being scared of what the heck a literal manipulator could possibly come up with overnight and what a shit show you could possibly wake up to. It's literally just hearsay, the entire apology.
Oh, yeah.
And worst of all, throughout this whole hearsay, it's full of bullshit. If yesterday was the first time you saw me crash out, which I'm pretty sure that is for every single person ever in this community, I'm sorry. Reading this made me more vulnerable to demonic possession. I highly suggest you check it out yourself. Everything that is publicly available is through receipts. Needlessly to say, more stuff has happened, but most of these things don't have receipts, or the receipts have personal, private stuff attached to it that you just can't share. Some of the stuff we might talk about today is hearsay because that's just my own experience that happened in person. It's my word against whoever else wants to challenge it, and that's okay. The next couple days will just be people expressing the disappointment. It is typical narcissistic manipulation fashion. Like,
I mentioned that.
Like I said, if you don't see it that way, I don't blame you. Chances are you're too young and naive. You're just as gullible and easy to manipulate. If you don't see it, I fully get it. I don't support it. I hope you'll eventually see it. It's
no,
typical.
She's not wrong.
I take accountability
she's not wrong.
for nothing. I shot the blame over to my man. I knew nothing. Everything was behind my back. I'm sorry you feel this way. Like...
No, like that is... No, what she's describing, that's basic... No, what she's describing, that's basic damage control in the most annoying way. Yeah, I'm definitely going to shift the blame to somebody else. That's going to solve all my problems. And then all of my Simpson supporters will just buy it because I'm so innocent. Oh, I'm so innocent. Booba. Her video was like 17 minutes long, but I got the gist of it. How about we continue on with the document from Nano? The idea that they need to quote-unquote stay informed and quote-unquote gauge the competition is extremely upsetting and toxic to me. The quote-unquote competition they're referring to are people I thought they considered friends, who always helped, supported, and platformed Sinder. When I pushed back, the immediate response was blaming the other creators and implying that they quote-unquote initiated it by trying to work with me and that somehow justified their actions. They imply Lily ignored Sinder when she spent over a minute thanking the raid, which you can see in this clip.
Okay. Ooh! Oh my goodness! Hello! Oh! Hello, raiders! Hello!
Redacted. Ria, is it just Sinder and censored you've been doing continuous model outfits for? We'll have the demon update list plus final arcade reference for you soon. As soon as it's finished. Nano, I think it is. I have an outfit for censored plan too. As for censored, got nothing for now, but she always comes up with something. Do you know who's rigging Lily's model? Redacted asked. Nano's like, gonna be censored. Well, that's quite the amount. Redacted, thanks Nano. Sorry for all the questions. Just gotta stay informed, especially when it comes to our top artists. Never a break. Redacted, we aren't the ones getting a model from the artist of the other GS owner out of the blue and ghosting them and refusing to acknowledge them. Well, judging by that clip, she clearly did acknowledge you. What more did you want? Did you want her to talk about you for 10 minutes or something? Lies and more lies on top of lies. I'm already getting that huge impression from this. Below, I wanted to push back and make clear I was uncomfortable and being dragged into drama, and they responded by bringing up more drama and baseless claims, all while trying to guilt-trip me. It is ironic and crazy to me that I mentioned not wanting to be dragged into personal issues, only for them to on multiple occasions mention other people's alleged drama. Couldn't take the hint, huh? Well, not like it mattered. Remember, manipulators are serious manipulators. They want you to keep on listening to them. Here's a screenshot. Nano, Sinder. Just wanted to say sorry for stepping back on the Exclusivity deal. Wanted to apologize personally to you since I've only talked about that with Red. But I just don't want to be dragged on any personal issues like that. After all, censored, still a client, and it makes me anxious and kind of destroys my mental to do this kind of deal. Just wanted to let you know I still love working with you and Red, but I'll understand if things doesn't work out because of censored. I just love my clients. That's all. Cinder's response, I get it, Nano, and it was unfair to push this on you. But it's just really confusing going back and forth about it. What's confusing? I just get compared to her a lot, even still today, and it's like I'm always living in someone's shadow, which is one reason why Red asked about not making any more models for her. And here comes the insecurity part, so that part is definitely true. Now, whether it was genuine or just plain manipulative, sometimes manipulators, one way or another, they want to be manipulative because they feel insecure. So being manipulative and insecure goes together hand in hand pretty well. And when you said, quote unquote, I understand if things don't work out, it makes me feel like you're okay with not working with me anymore, which hurts so much after all this time. I really appreciate you, Nano, and it's your decision who you ultimately work with, but this is how I've been feeling. This is from Nano. I don't really see the point of keeping thinking about being compared to Censored. You're so much bigger already. You've done so much more. But I would never give Censored any priority over you. Also, there's not even any model for her being discussed. I just want to sleep clear-minded. Also, I'm fine not doing her models, but at least Gamer Sub's art stuff would be fine with me. I don't want to be 100% an asshole to her, that's all. And then Sinder replies, it's not me, but other people's opinions of us. And I'm just trying to not get involved in any drama that other people want to talk about comparing us. But I understand where you're coming from, Nano. There is no hard feelings. And then Nano replies, sorry about this, my mental is just a bit weak. Justifying their behavior by stating that they are simply looking out for me when none of this has anything to do with me to begin with, and manipulating me into being grateful for earning well thanks to them despite the loss of work from long-time returning clients and new clients. Sheesh, I cannot imagine the stress of this artist at the time. Concerning my work and models as a team, another example of going after other clients of mine from before, claiming that having more clients alongside them makes my work less special with the recurrence of, it's just business. Quote unquote, it's just business. There's the infamous line. Fun fact, you know, there's a candle being made in this quote, it's just business, because of Sinder. Manipulating me into believing that working with her is special for multiple reasons, and that I risk losing that special something as a client if I, quote unquote, prefer to work with others. Seriously, what is wrong with this woman? No acknowledgement of my reasoning and need of working with other clients due to the nature of my work. Solely focus on their issues. I would also like to note again that this screenshot is one of the many occasions that indicate that Red speaks on Cinder's behalf. I was originally concerned with everything going through Red, that it may not have been 100% of Cinder's feelings or wants. I messaged her about it to make sure that he spoke on her behalf and confirmed with both of them this was the case. And here's the screenshot. Nano is saying, hey Cinder, hope you're doing okay. I talked with Red, and I believe he talked to you already, and I thought it would be best if I just check here personally. Actually, I wanted to know better your thoughts, because Red tried to talk to me, and I think I misunderstood things. And Cinder replies, I'm doing good. What's up, Nano? Nano, oh, it's mostly about this. And then they show a screenshot of Red acted. I thought on canceling some models because of it, but then I realized it's not really fair to me. Cinder, I understand what he means, but at the end of the day, it's just business. There it is again. Of course we love working with you and want to keep working together, but if you prefer to work with other clients instead of me, I know it's for a reason for you to help grow, and not because you don't like me. Because one of your very first model, Bebes, was so amazing. I was happy to be able to find someone to help you with live 2D cutting to improve your skills, and I think that's a big part of why everyone loved the 1.0 model, and then started asking you for them. I can have Red send you a list of our plans for the future and estimated due dates, so just let us know what you actually want to work on. That way I have time to look for someone else. If you don't have time for my projects or don't want to do them, it feels special to only have your model art for all my outfits. But just let me know if you don't have the time, for me to be an exclusive nano art Biba anymore. You know, all this talk about being an exclusive artist, I just can't imagine. Seriously, as an artist myself, I try to picture myself in that position, just being an exclusive artist for one VTuber. Can you just imagine the stress and being overloaded with so much work from just one VTuber? Especially someone who is big as Cinder. Repeatedly drawing the same commission for one particular VTuber over and over and over and over again. Personally, I would start to get bored. I would go a little crazy. I'm like, I need to draw and work for someone else so I could draw something else and make something else, you know what I mean? Back to this, Nano replies, it's no personal reason. I would never do something like this to you or anyone. But yeah, it's important for my job to reach far, and I like working on different projects and people. I never ever said I don't want to work with you anymore. I told Red that even though I have my other works, I will always have a way to get you a priority spot when possible. You will always be my special bebe. Cinder replies, I also think it's important for you to work on projects that you're excited about. So I'll go through my plans with Red and send you our ideas to see if it's possible with your schedule. I know he can be a little pushy sometimes, but it's because he's just doing business for me to grow too. And he absolutely loves your work as much as I do. It's okay. We'll update you guys ASAP. Cinder, sounds good to me. So here she's pretending that they're talking to this artist separately, but in actuality, they're a team. 20 pages down, 13 more to go. Red tries to make it look like they never meant for it to appear like they wanted me to be exclusive by framing it as something I wanted while immediately doubling down on the fact that me working with more people makes my work less special. I'm getting so sick of seeing that because it's not true and no longer unique, as if every design is just a Cinder clone. Screenshot. No. So, it's about working with Cinder. My friends told me it's a bit unfair for me to stop other models, so I do more for Cinder, which I agree with them. I'm a free artist, and I should do whatever I want to do. I don't want to take sides on any drama or situations. I still will always have a way to have open slots for Cinder, but I won't be having her as my only customer. Yeah, that's another thing. It's so unprofessional to bring your personal drama and beef into a artist's business space. You know what I mean? Like, you might have personal beef with one of your VTuber sisters or brothers, but seriously, that's not the artist's business. It's yours. Why bring it into this? It's so unprofessional and high school level childish. Seriously. Redacted responded, I agree you're a free artist and you should do what you want, but I was under the impression that taking on more Cinder work is what you wanted to do. In what way? In what way? Where did you get that impression? I didn't think it was like we were making you do that. Right. Do you think we're backers? No, guess we got a misunderstand on both sides. How? It's simply business. Normalizing their behavior once again by stating that it's simply quote-unquote business to sabotage other VTubers' careers and not work with them and focus on Cinder instead. Reacted states, oh, I see. I mean what I said is still true about how we feel, but I wasn't saying you had to only do Cinder work from now on. About how we feel, huh? Listen to those words. About how we feel. They're both a team. Both of them know. Listen to those words about how we feel. If you have something special and then everyone wants and gets that thing, it makes it less special. Again with this, it's really starting to aggravate me. I'm sorry you were under the impression we were trying to make you only do work for us. I will keep things more business talk and less emotional, lol. Just let me know how this will affect your schedule so I can tell Cinder after. Sorry for the stress, Nano. So you can tell Cinder after? Nano. But every single model I do is unique and I make them special in their own way. It's not like I'm selling Cinder to everyone. Please don't feel this way. Redacted. No, I know. You pour your heart and soul into your models. And they're all incredible. Nano responds, I'm sorry I made you both feel this way too. Stop apologizing. Oh my goodness. Damage control. I saw this one coming. Making sure none of this reaches the other VTubers and is all kept hush-hush, while also providing proof that they know what they do is ill-intended and should not get out, as it would cause issues for Cinder's career to be painted in this light. Know that the uncalled shot at VTuber 1 and even spoilered a hidden message in Discord so it wouldn't accidentally be leaked. As I try to be transparent as much as possible, I think it's more fair for both sides this way. Redacted. You didn't tell. Censored. You cancelled because of Cinder, did you? Yeah, like that doesn't sound very sus at all. Nano, no. I told all of them it was health issues. And then Redacted responded with that emote. LOL, Reacted says. We never want to make you feel like we're making you or forcing you to work on / not working on something, especially if it's something you want to / don't want to do. And our conversation the other day wasn't meant to convince you of only doing Cinder work. Yeah, and the sky is purple and the grass is blue. Again, sorry that it sounded to you like I was telling you to only do Cinder work. I'll message you later. Redacted. Well, let's see if Censored wants a nano model or not, and hope Censored finds someone else. The constant obsession with VTuber 1 and claiming that she is asking for causing this quote-unquote unspoken competition, which is coming from absolutely no other source than Cinder herself. Redacted. I think it's more like wanting her to recognize Cinder. Even though it literally doesn't matter, I feel like there's this unspoken competition between them, like they need to one-up each other because Censored can't get along. But I also understand her point of view. A new VTuber who people say looks, sounds, and acts like becomes just as successful as you in a year If she did not recognize Sinder as an equal or a friend, then it would be like she's endorsing her quote-unquote copy, or like I've seen people say her quote-unquote replacement. They share a lot of the same audience too. I have a really good feeling on who she's talking about here. When it's heavy inspiration or full-blown copycatting, it's painfully obvious. But at the same time, that might not always be the case. I mean, it's the VTuber space. Ideas are bound to clash one way or another. Reacted, but like at the end of the day, it isn't about how much we may compare to her. We just want her to recognize, hey, Sinder is a big VTuber too. She got there on her own merits, just like you did. Get along. And the marketing potential and money they could make if they teamed up. I just know anything we do, she's watching and will take from or try to outdo. OMG, you know the spinning figure we have on stream? Censored figured was announced on Wednesday. No spinning figure. Sinder debuted Saturday. Everyone hears about it. Figure announced. Spinning figure on screen with figure right next to it. Censored. Wait, time out. Why would you want recognition from your supposed copycat? What? Why would you... First of all, why would you want that? Wouldn't you feel a little bit more upset over it rather than wanting... What? What? I don't get the mindset here. What? Anyway, I'd like to highlight the irony of expecting to be entitled to recognition for her own efforts and size, when her own active efforts are tied to sabotaging this very same VTuber. Also feeling entitled and insisting to be recognized by someone else is odd. Thanks for taking the time to read through everything. I hope everything makes sense and everyone who has been hurt, manipulated, or sabotaged by her will find closure. And there you have it. All I'm going to summarize with my own personal thoughts is she is very two-faced, very manipulative. Both of them are. Go figure. I heard that Sinder has officially uploaded her so-called apology document as well, but I would read it right now, but this video is already hitting at least half an hour long. If I at least get 10 likes on this video, I will definitely upload me reading the whole entire thing and reacting to it on my next video. So please let me know your own thoughts in the comment section down below. Feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't already. This is my Threescoopes. It's been a pleasure. See you guys on the next video. Licky lick, let me know. Don't be a simp for horrible women, please.